My supervisor for the on-the-job training was Robin Gathers, and she requested my name to Advanced Medical Transport. They was recruiting people, and I got in as the EMT through Advanced Medical Transport. So that was a good experience. I mean, without her, you know, and me being in the program, I probably would never got the opportunity.
Good evening, and again, welcome to Captions. I'm Andre Bohannon, your host, and so glad that you joined us. Tonight we're going to continue our theme of helping people, changing lives. We're going to continue to talk about some of the programs here at the Community Action Agency, and I have a special guest tonight that's going to be talking about a very important topic, and that's education, and more specifically, early education. I have with me tonight Brian Franklin from Head Start. Brian, welcome to Captions.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Brian.
I'm so glad that you came by to share with us a very important program as you see it as a staff member and as the community recognizes it, and that is Head Start.
Yes, sir.
Generally, when people hear the term Head Start, they have a pretty good idea of what a Head Start, but what is Head Start as far as your program?
Well, to misspell some of the rumors, sometimes a lot of people think we are just a daycare. They don't understand that we do have a curriculum in place, and each curriculum is tailor-made to the children ages 3 to 5 that we serve. So I think that's what kind of sets Head Start apart from district programs and other pre-K programs that are in the area.
And I assume it's basically to help these early children have a head start when it comes to being successful in one of the most important things they'll have in life, and that is getting and completing and being successful in school.
That's right. The name says it all. I mean, Head Start, we definitely give children ages 3 to 5 the leg up when they move on to kindergarten. There's numerous studies out there that say that Head Start, children that have been in a pre-K program do much better in kindergarten and succeed on through from kindergarten to 8th grade, or 9th grade to high school, and so on and so forth.
So the ages that you work with are from 3 to 5 as far as the
Yes, sir.
Head Start program. And from what I understand, is a very comprehensive, not only are you working with the educational development, but all of the other kinds of development that relates to that child, and it includes surveying their health conditions and so forth. Can you kind of expand on it? Because as you said, it's more than just a daycare center.
Right.
I mean, it's really a wraparound where you deal with the social development, the intellectual, the emotional development.
Right.
Can you expand on some of that for me?
I mean, social emotional, people don't understand how important that is, how your child interacts with other children, how your child interacts with other adults. I mean, that's so important because as we all know, when you get into later on in life and the district school, how your child interacts with that teacher.
Right.
Here at Head Start, we're so patient with the children, especially children that are brand new, 3-year-olds that are coming into the program for the first time. They've been away, this is the first time they've been away from home for an extended period of time, and they're learning new things. So to help them feel comfortable with interacting with adults, not only the teachers that are in the classroom that are excellent teachers that put forth, I mean, they go above and beyond, whether it be the gifts that they give, the parties that they throw at special times like Christmas, and we have one coming up, Easter. But just getting to know that child on the most basic level, letting them know that they are safe here at Head Start. It's mind-boggling how wonderful the Head Start program is.
And you not only focus on that child, which is primarily your concern, but the parent, the family. Can you kind of explain how you involve the parent and what you do for the parents of those children?
As we all know, the economic times have hit Peoria just as hard as everywhere else in the country. So we make sure that the parents have the basic necessities to succeed. Because if you're worried about how you're going to pay your light bill or where your next meal's coming from, you really don't have time to worry about education and everything else that comes with being a healthy, happy household. So we try to help with families that want to extend their education, want on-job training. We have a program, the support service clerks, that they can actually work at the school. They do bus monitoring, and they also do on-job training. So that's an excellent program. There's so many programs that Head Start works with in the community. As far as, I'm trying to think of a couple. Right now they have a program where the families can sign up for this program. They come in, I think they have to have basic math skills, and they do like road construction. So I mean, that's just some of the basic things that we do, but basically we want to, I mean, your child's there getting education. If you want to continue your education too, we try to help the family in as many ways as possible.
As comprehensively.
Oh yes.
And I know there's a lot of collaboration, as you say, with other programs and other services that kind of partner with you to see that we can move towards self-sufficiency for that parent and that family, and empowerment of that family and that parent.
And we want to make sure that because if the parent had a bad experience when they went to school, they may rub that off on the child. So we don't want that. We want to make sure that Head Start's open to not only the child but the parent, but not only the parent but family members of that family. So we try to open it up and be as welcoming environment to all the families that we serve.
I tell you, that's unbelievable, the wealth of services that you provide directly, as well as the community that kind of interfaces with you and so forth. What is the cost of going to Head Start? Well, how much does it cost a person? It almost sounds like it would be priceless because children are priceless.
With all these services, it is absolutely free.
Wow. And to me, that's unbelievable. There ought to be people standing in line wanting to get their children involved. About how many children are you able to serve at the present time, based on your budget or whatever?
About 670
about
students.
670. Well,
and
that's great.
And that's split between our half-day sites, which we have Webster, which is a half-day site, and they have AM and PM sessions. And then I think we have 7 full-day sites.
And what determines whether you're on a half-day site or a full-day site?
Usually, if a parent is working or going to school, or a combination of both, they're eligible for the full-day site.
Great.
A little downfall to the full-day site is that they have to provide their own transportation. With the half-day site, we provide transportation.
Okay. So. Well, hey, if I had a child that had the kinds of services and love, I think that's also important, because I've detected through my interfacing, there's a lot of love of the children by the staff, and I noticed that the kids love the teachers.
Right.
And that's important for them to kind of bond at an early age, as well as to involve the parent, to give them a head start so that they can individually develop, as well as develop a relationship with the school, because I know I was often told that the first teacher that a kid has is a parent. And a lot of parents don't know how to teach. And so I would assume that through your program, they're being taught as parents how to improve their parent skills.
Yes, indeed.
And they're involved with health screenings and those types of things. So I'm just... How does a person get involved with Head Start? Do you have open enrollment, or are there special times of the year that you enroll, or what is it?
We enroll throughout the year.
Okay, so it's open enrollment.
Yes, sir. We usually start at the beginning of the year for the following or for the next school year.
Okay.
So, but if you have a child age 3 to 5 and you're income eligible, come down to Webster Head Start. A family services person will be more than happy to help you. We'll sit down with you, explain the program to you, help you fill out the paperwork, and we'll get the ball rolling.
And as you say, there is no cost.
No cost.
Is it based on income?
Yes, sir.
Primarily to help low-income people who may not have the resources or the ability to do these things for the kids?
Yes,
so
sir.
That's why if there's any middle-class families who might be interested, do you have a small portion of your program to allow maybe some middle income who may be $100 or $200 above whatever the income guidelines are, so that they too might at least get a chance?
Yes, sir. What those families, if you're unsure, come down to Webster Head Start. We'll fill out all the necessary paperwork. We'll submit everything. We'll shoot it up the ladder and see if it flies. But I mean, if you sit around and wait, you never know the opportunity that you may miss. But if you have any questions about it, families are always free to call 671-3960, and somebody there will help them.
About how long now have you been involved with Head Start?
5 glorious years.
5 years. And about how old or how long has Head Start been a part of the Peoria community? I want
to say we are celebrating our 45th year.
45 years.
Yeah,
wow.
45th anniversary here in Peoria.
Well, that is fantastic. During the 5 years that you've been there, have you seen an increase in terms of your funding? Has it been stable, or has there been a reduction? And God forbid if that's one of the programs that is cut in terms of helping the kids.
Right. Over the years, you know, everything's secular, so 1 minute the focus is definitely on pre-K education, but with everything that's been going on lately, Head Start is in jeopardy of losing some funding. We are a little unsure right now, but we are going to continue to push on if it's cut or not. We have an excellent president, we have an excellent board, we have excellent parent policy council members, so we will definitely make sure that Head Start has that staying power.
What is a parent policy council? What is that?
Basically, it's a council made up of strictly parents.
Parents of the program?
Of the program, and community members, and they pretty much make the decisions on the way Head Start's going to be run, whether it be through curriculum, the staffing, how the budget's made up. So they're a pretty big part. I want to say Parent Policy Council is our answer to what do they call it in the district?
School board?
Yeah, right.
Okay. And from what I could remember, it was kind of a requirement that the parents get involved in the program and its operation, as well as in their own child's life, as far as that's concerned. Because I know a lot of people kind of feel that education is just kind of a drop-off place, whether it's in the public schools or whatever schools. In fact, many of them are agitated when the kids are home on vacation and type of a thing, because, man, what am I going to do if so-and-so don't go to school? But from what I understand, and having been an educator in the past, parent involvement is very important, and I think that Head Start recognizes that, and in a sense requires that parents come to certain activities and volunteer their time and get involved and that type of thing. So that's part of the pay in terms of showing interest and your presence in your child's life, first of all, and then in terms of their educational development.
Most definitely.
Well, I am so glad that you stopped by. Our time is running out, and I'm going to be talking with the other part of your program, the early Head Start, and have a representative to talk about that very valuable program. But first of all, I'm glad to see a man involved
I
in
appreciate
the program,
you having me.
and
yes,
I know
indeed.
that one of the things that when I was associated, we wanted the men, the fathers. Even if you and the mother aren't together in terms of working out things or whatever, be together in that child's life and be a presence as much as you can.
Right. And that child, because that child had nothing to do with why they may or may not be together, but the Head Start program has a fatherhood program. And we do so many wonderful activities, not just with the fathers, but fathers and the children, and then the family as a whole. So we have so many events throughout the year. We have so many trainings for parents to attend, whether it be parenting or health or dental, whatever the case may be. if you can think about it and you talk to your family services person, more than likely we can bring it up, and it's just a wonderful program, and it's always changing.
Well, again, I want to thank you. You talk about getting a big bang for your buck,
Right.
and we're not even asking for a buck.
No, right.
Well, I hope those of you who are watching tonight, if you haven't heard of Head Start, I don't know where your head has been, because as he said, it's been here for years and has touched the lives of many. And after this break, we're going to continue our discussion with a representative from Early Head Start. Please stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Captions, and we're going to continue our discussion of helping people, changing lives, and tonight we're talking about the Head Start program, which you just watched, and we'll be now talking with some people from the Early Head Start. I have sitting immediately to my left Alita Brock, who is a parent of one of the children, and Barbara Harris from staff. Ladies, welcome to Captions.
Thank you. Thank you.
So glad that you came by to share with our viewers the success that you as a parent have had in your child's development, as well as perhaps your own, and also, Barbara, for you to discuss the Early Head Start program, what it is, how you get involved, and who you serve. Let me start with you, Alita. It's my understanding that you have a child that's either still in or was in the Early Head Start program?
Yes, I have a 3-year-old boy that was in Early Head Start and on his way into Head Start. So.
Fantastic.
And my twins, they're 6 now, but they was in the Early Head Start and went to Head Start. And I have a 8-year-old. He was in the Early Head Start and in Head Start.
Oh, so you're an Early Head Start family member.
Oh,
so
yes.
Your entire family. Well, that's great. Obviously, you saw some value in the Early Head Start program by continuing to place other children as they came into your life in the Early Head. What did you find satisfactory, or what can you say about the Early Head Start program? Can you see, or do you feel that there was a real difference in the development of your children through it?
Yes, for me and my children, as far as manners, home activities, places to go that I can never take them, on my income.
Right.
They done learned so much, and they done seen so much in the Early Head Start program, which is awesome.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Did I hear you kind of make reference to the fact that Early Head Start also helped you in terms of some of your own personal development?
Yes, as far as education, my goals, life steps one by one, with my children. It's a real great program for the parents and the children, because I done learned a lot through them.
Well, I'm so glad to hear you say that, because I hear a lot of people make positive comments about the Early Head Start and the Head Start, but I'm glad you're here tonight on our show to let people know that Head Start does work. It is effective.
Oh, yes.
If that program didn't exist, then there's always chances with all the budget problems and the cutbacks. Do you think that would have had a kind of a tragic effect upon you and your development or your child's development?
Oh, yes. I know that for a fact, because my experience with the program. Without it, I couldn't imagine taking care of them and doing the things I do now with them that I didn't learn before I was in the program.
I understand they also have like parenting classes to help parents become even better parents, and
Yes.
I know they always make the comment that the first teacher that a child has is a parent, and they try to encourage you to be involved and help you be involved, and
Yes.
so I'm glad to hear that. So in other words, you would recommend to our viewers tonight who may have children of that age to check on the Early Head Start program to get that kind of assistance that you got?
Most definitely. I mean, I didn't enroll, I talked to my family, a lot of my family members involved in the program and friends. So I didn't talk to everybody I could think of to get their kid into the program, and a lot of them is still in the program. And they're still having kids, and they're still going into the program, so it's good.
In terms of your education, did they encourage you or assist you, and what was the result of that? Have you now been able to move toward some type of a career goal, or are you doing
Yes.
something?
I was in a work study program, well, on-the-job training program.
Oh, okay.
And in the process of that, I got my CNA.
Fantastic.
And then when I got done with that, my supervisor for the on-the-job training was Robin Gathers.
Mm-hmm.
And she requested my name to Advanced Medical Transport. They was recruiting people, and I got in as the EMT through Advanced Medical Transport. So that was a good experience. I mean, without her, and me being in the program, I probably would never got the opportunity. So that was real good for me. So now I'm EMT in the CNA, and when I was involved in the program. So that's pretty good, and I'm working really well, making more than minimum wage, which is great. So I feel good.
Well, that also I know are the key words of the Community Action Agency is self-sufficiency and empowerment.
Yes.
And through this program, which was primarily focused on your child, it also enabled you to move into a position of self-sufficiency and empowerment, where you now have greater control of your life and your finances and your family. Well, that's great. Well, Barbara, let me touch bases with you. What is your position with the Early Head Start program?
I am a family development worker, which I work with the families. I go into the homes at least weekly or biweekly to work with the parents. With our curriculum is called Parent as Teachers, which is the Parent as the Child First Teacher program. We do activities in the homes. We also encourage the parents to do the activities in the homes after we leave and stuff, and continue with the child's growth. We also offer socializations for the parents. Like you said, you mentioned already, we have training for parents, like parent self-esteem classes, budgeting classes, and stuff of that nature.
Well, that is fantastic. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Brian as far as his. How much does it cost to get all of this assistance, both in terms of the child's development as well as the parent and the family development? How much money do they have to pay? Because it kind of sounds like you're doing a very extensive job and service as far as the Early Head Start.
It costs the parents nothing but their time. It costs them nothing. They just have to have the time to meet with us in their homes, open their doors, and let us come in and help them educate their children.
So other than time and involvement and interest, which to me, as I often tell men and as well as mothers, at Christmas, the greatest present that you can give a child is your presence, to be there, to show them the love and the attention and help them in their development and encourage them and that type of thing, as well as it helps to make the home a safer place and a better place for the child to develop in by working with the parents and helping them to become more educated. If they didn't have their high school diploma, to encourage them to get a GED or to go to school or to those types of things, and put themselves in a position like Alita where they're now self-employed and in a sense they're not depending on somebody else to give them something, but where they're earning it through gainful employment and so forth. Well, I'm so glad that Barbara, what is the age group, and how, if there are some listeners or people, viewers, who are watching tonight, what age group do you serve in as far as the Early Head Start, and how would a parent who's interested get involved in terms of applying for your program?
The age group we serve is birth or zero. It's 0 to 3.
0 to 3.
Right. And our program is a voluntary program. A parent would just have to call our office at 495-5254, which is the Early Head Start office. Call our office and apply. They just have to apply. They have to be low income. We take 10% over income, but low income families that want to get their children, prepared for school.
Well, all I can say is, based upon what you had to say, Barbara and Alita, I cannot imagine a mother and a father, or a father who may have a child that he's working with, not get in touch with the Early Head Start program. As I said, the phone ought to be ringing off the wall. The lines ought to be long, because, the worst thing to do is not to take advantage of help when it's available. Peoria, in my opinion, is blessed with the many services and really blessed with Community Action Agency that works with people, as you say, from 0 to 3, as well as the senior citizens and that type of a thing. And this is a program that not only do you do the education and social development of the children and the parents, but you also probably do medical screenings to make certain that the people are healthy in terms of the children particularly, as well as the adults, maybe if they need some assistance. Do you work in collaboration, to your knowledge, with the other agencies that can provide services or that you could refer either the parent or the child to for additional professional kinds of help and services, Barbara?
Sure we do. We work with the early intervention for sure. The early intervention program is for children that are like falling through the crack or not learning as up to their age or their in their development level. And what we do with that, we refer the parents and children to that program, and they in turn get in touch with the families and screen them, because we screen children also. We screen them every 6 months. And with that, the information we gather, we would, let the parents know, well, maybe he needs additional service or she needs additional service. And EI will contact the parent and they will go from there.
Well, again, you made it very obvious to me and hopefully to our viewers that you are not a daycare center. You're not a babysitter. You are much, much more than that. And I know a lot of people could probably use some assistance. I know there's some folks sitting out there tonight who don't know what to do, how to do, or where to do. Well, a lot of the answers to me are right here at the Early Head Start or the Head Start program. And all they've got to do, as you say, is contact you. A lot of people complain when they get a low-income job, they can't afford to pay the babysitter, and by the time they pay the babysitter, they don't have no money left. Well, here is a program that's even better than babysitting that will meet the needs of their loved child as well as meet their needs, and it doesn't cost anything but their interest, their time, and their commitment to the program. Well, ladies and gentlemen that are out there viewing tonight, I hope you've heard something to enhance your awareness and your knowledge of what can be done to give not only your child a head start, but as in this program, an early head start. And there is no excuse. There is no reason for you not to either pick up that phone or come by the office and get more information as far as the Community Action Agency's Head Start and Early Head Start program. This is Andre Bohannon in behalf of PCCEO, also known as the Community Action Agency, asking you to take charge of your life, empower yourself to do more. Let's move towards self-sufficiency as far as you're concerned, and let's help your child have an early head start, then a head start, and continue on in the educational system to be successful. And hopefully you will be involved. But we'll be taking a break now and continuing our discussion about helping people, changing lives. We'll be right back.